Welcome to a Dungeons and Dragons and Dummies special event, the Halloween Spooktacular. Welcome to the Halloween Spooktacular 2023. Second year in a row that Sam has let me take the reins here for a special one-shot event last year. If you have not listened to 2022, check it out. I just want to introduce my human players. Don't say anything about your people. Well, you can say their name. First one I'll introduce is Sam. Say hello.
Hey guys, how you doing?
Who are you playing?
I'm going to be playing Kyle Davis today.
Kyle Davis. All right. Next player, Seth.
Yeah. Hello, I'm Seth. I'm going to be playing Joe Smalls. Variant
Joe
human.
Smalls. Variant human. Oh, yeah. Everybody is playing humans. And Joey, go ahead and introduce yourself.
Hey, I am Joey. I am playing Robbie. Also a human. Totally.
Very, very human. Robbie.
Everybody is playing a human because this event is set in the real world, present day, 2023, the good old US of A. And this has been a major secret that I've kept from the players where we're going to be playing. So let me just give a glowing description of where this event is going to take place. We overlook a small mountain town located in the Ouachita Mountains among the interior highlands and set among several natural hot springs for which the city is named. Hot Springs, Arkansas. The hot springs water has been popularly believed for centuries to possess healing properties and was a subject of legend among several Native American tribes. Following federal protection in 1832, the city developed into a successful town. The city's been home to Major League Baseball spring training, illegal gambling, speakeasies, and gangsters such as Al Capone had their summer homes in Hot Springs. Now it's more famous for horse racing at Oaklawn Park and being the birthplace of President Bill Clinton. The unique thing about Hot Springs, Arkansas is that all of us in this chat have at one point lived there, to not dox ourselves.
You doxed us! You doxed us!
And so it's a town that we're all familiar with that I think is really cool. And yeah, we're going to jump right in.
I'm so excited.
So we begin looking down from a camera from above on a small red brick house located in Whittier Park, just off of downtown. It's a beautiful, quiet street with a park dividing two rows of cute craftsman houses. We see a young man laying on his bed, fully clothed, with a hoodie pulled over his head. Seth, why don't you go ahead and describe your character? Tell us what he looks like, how old he is, and just give us a little bit of info about him.
Joe Smalls looks like your average cross-country track runner. He's not super tall, but he's around upper 5 foot area. He's lean. He has a hood pulled up over his head. He has brown eyes with jet black hair. He's around 20 years old. You can see life has taken a little bit of a toll on him. He has a little bit of a weathered face with some dark eyes and a constant smiling sneer on the corner of his mouth.
So as Joe lays on his bed, he's listening to music, playing on his phone. He hears footsteps coming up the wooden stairs to his bedroom above the garage. He knows that it's got to be Sally, the old lady that Joe leases the room above the garage from. She comes up the stairs and busts into the door with a big grin on her face. She's probably 75 or so, sweet old lady, pretty smile, gray hair, kind of messy on top of her head. She's got like a knitted sweater on. She busts into the room and she says, "Hey, Joe, I thought I'd find you here. It's a beautiful Saturday. Why don't you get out? Get outside. Actually, you know what?" And she reaches out and hands you a letter in an envelope. You open it up, and it's a birthday card. Today's your birthday. It's actually your 20th birthday. She says, "Joe, you spend all your time up in this room." She said, "I just feel so bad for you, either going to class and doing your homework or just laying around up here. I got you something. And before you say anything, you're going, and I already called and set up an Uber for an hour from now." And as you open the card, you see one ticket to Magic Springs in Crystal Falls, the theme park on the other side of town.
What the heck, Sally? What am I supposed to do with this?
"Joe, you need to go out and be around people your own age. Have some fun. Like I said, I won't take no for an answer. The Uber will be here in an hour to pick you up. Before it gets here, would you please take the car down to the fountains and fill up my jugs of the spring water? You know I can't get enough of that hot springs water. It's magical, you know."
Oh my goodness. Okay, where are the jugs at?
So our camera zooms over just a few blocks, right at the end of Bathhouse Road, the most famous street, Park Avenue in Hot Springs. It's an old tourist area. Bathhouses from hundreds of years ago line the street, cobblestone sidewalks. And at the end of that street sits probably the most recognizable monument in town, the Arlington Hotel. We see Kyle. He's got 2 large jugs of water in his hands as he boards the elevator with his mom, his dad, and his little brother Matthew, who's about 10 years old. Sam, why don't you tell us what Kyle Davis looks like? Tell us a little bit about him.
So Kyle's a young man, about 17. He's got short brown hair, pale, freckled face, and you can just see the itch on his eye. He's looking for something to occupy his time, but he can't get to his phone because his hands are full of these stupid jugs. He's only about 5'2". You can just see it's like his eyes are constantly rolling as has to cram into this elevator with his family.
As you stand in the elevator, you get up to your floor. Your dad walks in front of you, your dad, your mom in front of you, your little brother tagging along behind you. Everybody's carrying these jugs of water that they've filled up at these fountains. It's full of the natural spring water. Your dad, he speaks out to you and he says, "Kyle, buddy, I know you've been hounding us about a car since you just turned 17. And we've talked about it. We're just a little concerned about your level of responsibility. So here's what we're going to do. Your mom and I are going to go over to Oaklawn, and we're going to have some fun at the casino. And you're going to take your little brother to Magic Springs, okay?"
He just lets out an audible gasp. He's like, "Seriously?"
"Hey, you know what? It won't hurt you to have a little fun and act your age. Why don't you put that phone away for a minute and get some fresh air? Act like a kid. And plus, your brother has been bugging us this whole week. He knew we were coming. It's all he can talk about is this theme park, Magic Springs in Crystal Falls. So if you want the car, take your brother to Magic Springs." You walk into the room, sticks the 2 tickets in your face.
He just takes them begrudgingly. He sticks them in his pocket. He looks at his little brother. He's like, "Come on, let's go."
"Hey, I called you an Uber. You're not taking my car."
He just slams the keys on the table he had picked up. Thought nobody noticed.
So the camera zooms back out. We zip across town. We zip past the bathhouses, all the pretty touristy stuff, and we head out towards the highway, Highway 70. And on the side of the highway along the service road, we see a Red Roof Inn motel. As we go into the room, we see Robbie alone in a dimly lit motel room. He wears a Nickelback t-shirt. As he looks at the concert ticket for the "Look at this photograph, would you just look at it" tour 2023 ticket. Tonight at the Timberline Amphitheater, located inside Magic Springs theme park, just down the highway. He picked this hotel because it's so close to his favorite band's show tonight. Joey, why don't you describe what Robbie looks like?
Robbie is a young adult. He's got a sort of a brown mohawk. It's not a tall mohawk. It's a low mohawk. You could call it a low hawk. And he's got a sort of a goatee. He's wearing some like loose fitting clothing. Because that's what he's used to. He's comfortable with. He is ready for action. Been looking forward to this Nickelback concert for the last 8 months. So yeah, that's Robbie.
Right about that moment, he's kind of lounged back on his bed. He's got his pillows propped up and he's fumbling around with his ticket. He's happy. He's got a grin on his face. You just hear like a loud groan, like a ugh, and a toilet flush. And then somebody comes out of the bathroom. He's actually not alone. His grandpa, Jimmy, comes out of the bathroom. He's like, "Hey, Robbie, man, thank you so much for bringing me on this trip. I've been wanting to come down here and gamble at the casino. I'm going to go down to the casino at Oaklawn while you go see your quarterback or whoever's playing over there. But again, thank you so much for bringing me, buddy.
Anytime, Jim.
I'm going to go ahead and get going, okay? I called a cab." And you're like, "A cab? Who calls a cab in 2023? And he leaves and leaves you in the room, and you just kind of think to yourself, you're like, "You know what? I better call an Uber for myself. It looks like the beer prices aren't too bad this show." So you pull up Uber, and you opt to go for Uber X, which is the shared ride. So we're going to zoom all the way back over to Whittier Park, Sally's house in her garage apartment. We see Joe begrudgingly getting up, putting his shoes on, getting ready, and you hear a honk outside. Bah, bah, bah.
Stop honking. Joe just rolls his eyes and he throws his hoodie up over his head and he throws his backpack on and he drags his feet as he slinks out to the car.
All right, and as you get to the car, you see the strangest Uber you've ever seen. You see a large, white, probably a 90s model Ford work van. It's got 2 doors on the front, and it's got like the sliding door on one side, and then on the back, it's got the hatches that open up from the middle. So it's got this split door in the very back, and there's no markings on it or anything. And you can see a guy, and he's leaning out the front window. He's got his arm all the way out the front window, and he's got a cigarette in his hand. He's wearing a floppy straw cowboy hat. He's got black aviator glasses on. And you could just see the top of a red and yellow Hawaiian shirt sticking up through the window. And he's like, "Hey, are you Joe?"
So Joe, just completely unfazed, just kind of looks at the guy and hops in the front passenger seat.
"Oh, hey, man. Nice to meet you. Name's Chuck."
Yep.
"Oh, not much of a talker, huh?" He puts the van in drive. And he goes, "Well, you got a couple more people to pick up on this ride. Looks like you got the Uber X, I see. Shared ride."
Yay, more people.
Leaves Whittier Park and drives over to the Arlington. Pulls up. Kyle gets a ding on his phone that his Uber's arrived.
Kyle grabs his little brothers by the shoulders and be like, "Come on, Matthew.
This is going to be so fun. Thanks for bringing me, Bubba."
Yeah, it better be worth it. Just don't make any trouble for me. Come on, let's go." And he kind of scruffs his hair and lets out a little smirk. And they head on out to the Uber.
You guys get out, see the same guy He's honking like a lunatic, even though he's outside of a giant hotel.
Kyle walks up to him and he says, are you Chuck? Like he checks his phone, makes sure the guy looks the same.
Last time I checked, name's Chuck. You must be Kyle.
Yeah. Come on, Matt, just get in the back.
Y'all climb on in. Where did you get in, Seth? Are you in the front or did you get in the back?
In the front passenger seat.
Okay. So you slide open the door, you get in the back, you have to step over like all this weird metallic junk. It's like screws and nuts and bolts. Really weird stuff on top of that, like circuit boards. Just strange stuff.
What do you do for work, Chuck?
Oh, I'm retired, buddy. I'm retired. And he pulls out his phone and checks his next destination. Yeah, I moved up here about, let's see, I retired about 20 years ago now. I moved up here from Texas, was down around San Antone. Yeah, oh, you noticed my junk back there, I guess. Well, that's just a hobby. I like to make little trinkets and I weld together these little things. And you look at the dash and he's got like a bird figurine. It's probably about 8 inches long. Its wings are at its side. Its eyes are made from nuts. Its feet are made from bolts. Its little talons are made
like
from
welded
screws.
Together.
Yeah. It's like, this is the kind of stuff I make. And he goes, I do a little farmer's market. He goes, keeps me busy.
All right.
I used to be an engineer. I worked for a defense contractor down in Texas, but you don't want to hear about that. Just boring stuff. Weapons systems mostly, no big deal.
While he's doing
like
that, Kyle just like leans forward and zooms in on his phone and takes a picture of the bird and then just like is like, and starts doing something on his phone.
Oh yeah, you kids and your damn phones. I miss when you had to actually talk to people. Anyways, he pulls up his phone, starts routing to the next location. Takes a little bit longer to get to the next spot, and he pulls up to the Red Roof Inn and starts honking outside. Looks like he's there to pick up Robbie.
Oh my gosh, is that my ride? Oh my, I'm so excited. Okay, let me make sure I got all my things, keys, wallet, phone. Okay, let's go. All right, let's go. Out the door. Let's go. Okay.
Oh, hey, hold on there, buddy. You're a little jumpy there. You're making me nervous. Hop on in. Hop in the back.
Okay. And then, he goes in the back, sees the passenger side is full, and he pulls open the back door hatch, and he's kind of looking around, he's kind of gathering the faces like, wait, are you Chuck?
Yeah, sorry. I
look
like it,
all
Chuck,
good.
Don't I? You must be Robbie.
Yeah, that's me. I'm Robbie. I just wanted to make sure I wasn't getting into a strange vehicle or anything. So, are you guys going to the Nickelback concert?
Yeah, well, I don't know about these guys, but y'all are all going to Magic Springs, I think. But yeah, I've taken a bunch of people already to this Nickelback concert. There's other people are already there ahead of you there, buddy.
Oh my gosh, I'm so excited.
Jill just turns on like, what? Matthew like tugs on his sleeve. He's like, oh, can we go to the concert?
Make a history check to see if you know who Nickelback is as a 17-year-old.
Oh my gosh. Okay, here, let me see. History right here. There's a 9.
Nope, you never heard of them.
Who the fuck is that? Be like, no, it's probably some old band, Matt. We're not going.
Aw, come on. Well, there's other stuff to do there, right? Mom said there's a water park and roller coasters, all kinds of stuff.
Yeah, you can just like go in the wave pool or whatever. It's fine.
Oh, I don't think I can do that without you, but okay.
Nah, they got lifeguards and stuff. You'll be fine.
Okay. All right. Well, I'm excited. I'm excited to spend time with you, buddy.
Yeah, you too.
Don't worry, kid. It's okay. I'll take a video of it during the concert, and then I'll show you on the ride back if we get the same ride back. Oh man, I'm so excited.
Yeah, I don't think you know how Uber works, buddy. I don't think y'all are gonna probably get the same ride. Although you could. I mean, you never know.
We'll just have to see.
By the way, Y'all grab a complimentary water right there. Grab you a water.
Joe has not moved up to this point. He's definitely not reached for the water. He's determined that Chuck will kill someone if given the opportunity.
Cat's like, Cal's like, Matt, grab a couple of those waters. Give one to Robbie. All the while, just like typing away on his phone.
Okay, so you three take a water. Joe just kind of sits there.
Joe's knee is vibrating so hard in the passenger seat right now that you can perceptibly tell that the van is shaking a little bit.
You can like feel the heat energy coming off of his body.
Hey man, Joe, what's wrong? What's wrong? You seem a little uptight, buddy.
Joe just kind of peers out from under his hood at the guy and just is like, ugh.
Yeah, well, you know, the water around here, that's the whole reason I moved here from Texas. You know, I'd heard these stories about the healing properties and the magic properties of this water. I drink at least 1.5 gallons every single day. You believe that?
Jesus.
Joe starts looking around to see if there's a pee bottle sitting underneath.
Roll a perception check.
No.
23.
Oh, not only is there a pee bottle, you think you see the end of a plastic tube that's coming up between the seat, cut through the floor in the van.
Oh my god. Both of Joe's legs are now shaking, bouncing up and down.
Do you ever drink this water? You ever have it? Or you never tried it? I mean, any of the hot springs water. Are you from here?
Chuck, please drive.
I'm driving, buddy. Don't you worry. I'm driving.
Is he a good driver? There. That's what I want to know.
No, he's up on the curb. He's driving way too fast. When he pulls up, the first thing that you notice, it's impossible to miss. He's got mounted on his front grille a massive set of Texas Longhorn horns on the front of this Ford work van.
Like real bull horns?
Yeah, real bull horns right on the grill of this thing. He's got fuzzy dice hanging from the window. Actually, everybody make a perception check. Let me see what else you can see.
9.
I also got a 9.
Oh, 5, excuse me.
You know what? I'm going to roll one for Matthew.
I think all of our passive
I'm going to roll one for Matthew.
Matthew got an 18 on the die. So Matthew looks up and he pokes you and he goes, Kyle, you ever seen a van with one of these vans with the sunroof? And you look up and he's done like a horribly shoddy job with some sort of skill saw of just cutting like a hatch out of the roof. It's closed now, but you can see that it's like a hatch on the top.
You look down at Kyle, like looks up at it, and you look down at his phone, and like 2 seconds later, there's a map on his phone. He's like, "Don't worry, dude, we're almost there."
Oh, phone guy, huh? Hey, if you don't mind, Kyle, it would really help me out. There's a QR code on the back of my seat. If you'll just scan that and give me a review, please. This is my only source of income. That would really help me out, buddy.
Kyle's like, just out of sheer fear, is like, yeah, sure, man, and just immediately scans it up and pulls up what the QR code creates.
Okay, as you do that, it pulls up a thing and it says it's a review. So like you can see where you could click like the 5 stars. It says Chuck. It seems legit. But your phone is like, it's like glitching out. It's like sometimes, I mean, this even happens to my phone. It's like you're hitting the screen and it's non-responsive. And then it's like starting to respond, but it's slow, it's late, whatever. Your phone is like kind of frozen.
He's like, oh, stupid thing. And he holds down the power button and goes to reset it.
So it actually won't come back on right now.
It's like, what the fuck? What's going on with this thing?
Right about that time, you guys pull up to the park. You go up kind of a winding drive. You go up a little bit of a hill. Right on the side of the interstate, you can see a giant yellow roller coaster You start driving through a little bit of a wooded driveway. You can see that it's all fenced in. The park is to your right. You go through a little gatehouse thing, and then you come into this giant parking lot. And as you get into the parking lot, he comes around. He goes all the way around the long way, and he pulls up right in front of the park. And he's like, "All right, boys, well, this is your stop." He unlocks the doors and he goes, "Thanks for that review, Kyle. I appreciate that, buddy."
Yeah, no problem. He sticks the phone in his pocket so he doesn't see that it's turned off.
So you've all piled out. You're kind of standing a few feet away, and he goes, "Hey, Joe," and he yells your name, Seth.
Joe just turns around and looks at him.
The second you turn around, he goes, "Gotcha," and he pulls out this little tiny squirt gun full of water, and he shoots it right in your face.
What the fuck?
"You gotta loosen up a little, buddy. You can't be much older than 20. He goes, "Anyways, that won't hurt you. That's just the healing waters from the magic springs around here, so it's just gonna do good for you anyways. And hey, all three of y'all, I just want to tell you something special about you guys." And he just winks.
Chuck, you're the best. Thanks so much for the ride. You were awesome.
Robbie's so weird.
You too, man. Hey, you know what? I'm gonna give you a personal card. He's like, sometimes I like to go. We can go off the books, if you know what I mean. We don't have to use this old Uber. You can just call old Chuck up anytime you need a ride if you're ever around Hot Springs. And he flips a card over to you with his name and number on it.
Joe's just got this disgusted look as he sees him flip the card over to him. He's like, Joe says to the other guys, "If y'all want to get chopped up in pieces in the back of that van, be my guest." And he turns to walk away.
Kyle looks down. He's like, "We're not gonna get chopped up, Matt. Don't worry." But then at the same time, you see like a little bead of sweat form on Cal's forehead. One setting question, real quick.
Go ahead.
What time of day is it?
It's morning. Like, I think the park opens like 10 or 11. It's like around then. It's pretty early. 10. Let's call it 10.
Okay.
And I should have mentioned, but it's like an October morning, like October 1st. Nice weather. Sunny day. Just a few clouds in the sky. Nice cool breeze. But definitely hot enough that you could swim and that sort of thing. You could still enjoy all that stuff.
Yeah, but your balls aren't just sticking to every part of your body.
Every part.
Every part.
Every part.
Have y'all been in the summer in Arkansas? It's exactly what happens. Every part.
I've never had my balls stick to my chest before, but first time for everything.
You're not doing it right.
I'm not doing it right. Oh,
You're not doing the heat right.
Not yet. All right.
God,
So
that's the first time for everything. All right. We go to the park.
you guys get in line. There's a long line. The park's just opening, so there's probably a couple hundred people across a couple different lines trying to get in. It's families of all ages. Every kind of demographic. It's not an unreasonably priced ticket. There's people from all over, probably local people. Definitely lots of people in Nickelback shirts. Lots of people looking at Robbie, giving him a thumbs up and like a hell yeah, brother, like a little head nod. And everybody's very excited about the look at this photograph. Would you just look at it tour coming through Hot Springs?
look at it.
And as you are standing in line, you can hear a little bit of a commotion at the very front of the line. There's a guy, and the best way to describe him is he just looks like the biggest douche you've ever seen. He's got like perfectly trimmed hair, kind of combed over. He's got a polo shirt tucked into jeans that are pulled up too tight. He's got like little white tennis shoes on with no socks. His jeans are a little too short. He's just very preppy, and as the line continues to move, this guy is like stepped over to the side, and he's clearly arguing with the ticket taker or somebody. He's causing a commotion.
What's his eyewear situation?
Oh, he's got like gold rimmed, little thin sunglasses, like wire rim. He's got a little Bluetooth in his ear. And as the line starts to move, you guys are pretty close to each other, you three, and the line's creeping up to get into the park. And you could finally start to hear this guy as you get close, and he's like, "You know what? This is just ridiculous. It's ridiculous." And he's screaming at this lady who's just like, "I'm not paid enough for this. We come to your country, everything's overpriced. You want to charge the same ticket price for a season pass as a one-day pass. It's ridiculous. I've had enough of these. You've ripped me off. What is the cost of a freaking hot dog in this place?" He's basically a male Karen. He's just throwing a fit. He's a what do you call a male Karen? He's a Kyle, a Kevin. Like,
Kyle.
He's a fucking Kyle.
Kyle Davis just got shit on.
I would say, what have I done? But I don't know. It wasn't entirely unintentional.
it's ridiculous. I'm telling you, it's ridiculous. The price of the Uber, the price of the food, everything's expensive. For what? For what value? The park, it's puny.
Where is Joe in relation to all this?
You guys are probably maybe 8 feet back from this guy. I mean, he's yelling, so you can hear him. And y'all are all three kind of close to each other in this big mass of a line. And it's kind of not a perfect single file. So you guys are probably within 8 feet of this guy, and you're working your way forward. And he seems to just be standing off to the side, throwing a hissy fit.
Joe just holds up his ticket and tries to get through the gate. Just ignores him.
As you go through, they scan your ticket. They flip through your backpack just to look for any kind of weapons or anything like that. Don't find anything. You walk into the park. What about the other two guys?
Yeah, Kyle's just worried about Matt. He's just gonna kind of put his arm on his shoulder. Like, come on, let's just get in here. Hands him the tickets and tries to get through. Okay.
You guys make it through. You guys are you carrying a bag or anything?
We don't
like
even have bags. We have the 2 waters that Matt grabbed for us.
Okay.
Robbie is a free spirit. He's gonna go up towards the ticket taker and the patter downer, and it's gonna kind of give this guy a side eye and contemplate for a second, and realizes he doesn't like approaching people that are being belligerent. And so he's just going to continue on.
Okay. All right. So you guys walk into the park, and you're finally going to get to do something. There are 3 paths. Okay. There's a path to the right that we're going to say, and this is for simplification. If anybody's listening, if you go to the park, they have more than this, but this is just for me. So bear with me. All right. So there's a path to the right that goes to the gauntlet. There's a path to the middle that goes to the water park. Mm-hmm. And then there's a path to the left that goes to the Timber Ridge Amphitheater, or whatever the hell it's called, Timberline Amphitheater, which is where the show is. So I've got an idea where Robbie's going, but I will give you all the choice to tell me where do you guys want to go individually.
Question.
Yes.
Robbie would know what time the concert starts.
Yeah, it's early. The concert's not going to start until later that night. So you're there for the full day. So you can absolutely check out any of the park. The stage is kind of separated from the rest of the park. It's like off to the other direction.
Gotcha. Well, I'm going, since I know I have time, and I'm going to follow around one of these yahoos.
So Kyle will kneel down a little bit and be like, "Hey, Dad gave me some money. What do you say we grab some ice cream and then hit the water park?"
Okay. You guys head straight to the water park.
Mm-hmm.
You go straight, kind of go down some stairs. It opens up and you see a big wave pool right in front of you. You see lines and lines of pool chairs, like lounge chairs. And then off to the side, you see 2 little kiddie pools and some water slides and stuff. You see kind of a whole area over there. Do you have a specific thing you guys think you would hit up first?
So Kyle's goal is to find something that Matt will do by himself. But at this point, is his phone come back on? Because he's checking it like every few seconds.
Oh, okay. Yeah, so as you guys get into the park, your phone is coming back on, but it's doing... Do you have an Apple or an Android phone?
It's a jailbroken Apple.
It kicks back on, but it's doing the system update thing. It's got the little Apple symbol with the bar going across, and the bar has kind of just started.
She's like, son of a bitch. He sticks back right. He's like, you want to go on a slide? And he like looks around for the biggest slide he can find. He's like, if I'm going to do something, I'm going to at least have some fun out of it.
Yeah, so you guys head over to the slide. Joe, which way do you head?
Joe heads towards the coasters.
Okay. Joe heads over towards the gauntlet, the roller coasters. Robbie, which way do you go?
I end up following Joe.
Okay.
Feels less creepy.
You try and talk with Joe or anything?
Oh, all the time.
Okay. How does that go?
So Joe starts making his way, and I give it a couple seconds, and then I make a determination that Robbie's gonna follow Joe, and so I kind of do a little quick jog, catch up to Joe. Hey man, how's it going? What are you doing?
Oh boy. Hi.
I figure I'd just tag along until the Nickelback concert tonight. Are you going to the Nickelback concert tonight?
You're gonna tag along with me?
Yeah.
Why?
I mean, we shared an Uber. I don't see why we can't share this adventure. At least until I have to split off to the Nickelback concert. Hey, do you want to go to that?
The Nickelback concert?
Yeah.
Are those the picture people?
Yeah. Those are the people. You're right. The guys on my shirt.
Oh.
He kind of pops
boy.
his shirt.
Oh, is it like a shirt with like all their faces on it?
Oh yeah.
That'll be.
Oh.
I'm sorry. I don't know why it's just killing me.
What's your name?
Robbie.
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 Robbie, you're very excited.
I'm the Nickelback concert's tonight. Are you not excited?
I am trying so hard not to absolutely die laughing because this is like a role reversal of me and Joey in real life right now.
Yeah, it's perfect. I love it.
Oh my god, it's so true.
It's so
This
good.
is what
There's
I
a
do
lot
to
of
Joey.
channeling happening right now.
You're doing great, but I'm just trying so hard to buzz up.
What would Seth do in this scenario?
Yeah, I don't even want to be here right now. So I don't. What time is it? Jesus Christ! Why are you so excited?
Man, I'm just living my best life. That's all you can do.
Oh,
And today, it's an even better day than the rest of my life because I get to go to the Nickelback concert tonight. And your day might improve if you knew that you were going to go to the Nickelback concert tonight.
huh. I see. So, you got any alcohol?
I am sorry to disappoint you.
Oh,
I do not.
well, okay. You're freaking me out. And,
I'm sorry. I'll chill out. I'm sorry. I'll bring it down a level for now,
yeah.
but not all night.
Okay. I mean, you do whatever you want. I'm not telling you how to live your life. I'm gonna walk this way now. And Joe just kind of smiles, but he still does not know what to do about this Robbie character as he keeps walking.
It's like Shrek and Donkey.
Yeah, it is like Trek and Donkey. There's people all through this area. You're kind of on this path that just takes you to this coaster. You're not in line, but you're just on this sidewalk. There's fences all around it. And you're kind of going downhill a little bit. Want to interact with any of the people around or anything?
Joe is trying to avoid at all costs and just kind of really smoothly but crisply just navigating through the people like they're not even there, but at the same time he's not walking in a straight line. I mean, he's deviating however he needs to just kind of slip through everyone.
What's Robbie? Is he keeping up smoothly, or is he kind of, what's he doing?
Given the harshness that he realized of his approach to Joe, he's gonna kind of hang back and just kind of follow loosely. And He's got kind of an athletic fit. He's gonna kind of weave in and out of the people trying to keep up with Joe for the time being.
Just a little distance between you now, just kind of leaving him alone.
Yeah.
Okay. You guys make it down this path, and you see the line is formed to the right. Also, y'all just have to take a second to look at my roller coaster.
It's
I've
glorious.
been eyeing it. It's beautiful.
You like
Honestly,
the chair?
it's pretty recognizable. You did it.
I knew
Okay,
exactly what
good.
it was. There's a little
Okay,
cue
cool.
for it and everything. It's so bare bones, but it's great.
So you guys get in line. I would say just the distance that you've kept. There's probably like one person in between you guys.
As Joe gets ready to enter the queue, he waits for Robbie to catch up.
Okay.
And as soon as he realizes he's right next to him, he walks in.
Okay. So you guys are in line next to each other. The line's kind of inching up. Either one of you try and talk to each other anymore or anything like that?
Man, are you ready to ride the gauntlet?
I hate roller coasters.
I mean, it's something to do until the Nickelback concert.
You really like Nickelback, don't you?
Yeah, do you want to see a photograph?
Of what?
Oh, never mind. I'll show you later.
Are you rich, Robbie?
I'm making it.
Joe doesn't know how he feels about that.
Roll an insight check, Joe. Seth.
Joseph. Oh yeah, you really screwed us up there.
I didn't even
I
think
know.
about it until about 5
Joey
minutes
and
ago.
Joe. I know, me too.
Didn't
I
think
really
about it
didn't
until
think
he
about
just
it.
said that, and I was like, "Wait, Joey?"
13.
You notice with Robbie's appearance, like he's got some kind of cheap. He doesn't have name brand tennis shoes on. His clothes are a little worn out. He definitely doesn't look poor, but he certainly doesn't look rich.
Okay. Joe starts to think, maybe this guy's not too bad. He's excited about something he really likes. And he doesn't seem like he's an asshole, thinks he's better than everybody else. So maybe he's not the worst.
Oh no, I'm worried about one of the relationships in this party.
All right, so as you guys stand in line, it's almost your turn. So you're probably 10, 15 people back, and we'll cut over to the water park, and we see Kyle and y'all just think this is good. Wait till you see my water park.
Oh, yeah.
Oh boy.
It's a 1-to-1 creation.
Yeah, it's all 1-to-1.
God, take you like
It's
3
not.
weeks to make.
It's a 1 hour creation is what it is.
That's all it takes, baby.
All right, so you and your little brother Matthew, you guys walk down some stairs. You walk down a path, kind of behind you to your left, like in this area here. You see some like concession stands. There's some ice cream shop, icy store, a little food store, pizza store, and all built up here. There's a water slide over in this area.
He walks up to the ice cream shop and he checks his phone again. He's like, use Apple Pay if I could. Whatever. And he pulls out the cash his dad gave him. He's like, hey, can I get a 2 servings of Dippin' Dots?
Yeah, what flavor you like?
He looks down at Matthew. He's like, chocolate?
Yeah.
He gets he's like, 2 chocolates, please.
Guy hands you the Dippin' Dots. You pull out a crisp $100 bill that your dad gave you.
Yeah, hands it over to him.
Gives you your change. And then which way do you guys want to head? Just looking around, you can see there's a giant wave pool with big waves to the right, kind of in front of you. And then over to the left, these are 2 little kiddie pools, and they've got like things that squirt water and, you know, those sorts of things. It looks like it's all pretty shallow and
so
safe
Matthew's 10.
Yeah.
Cal's thinking, you know, it's Big Brother time. We're not going on some kiddie shit, you know. So he's looking around and he tries to find the biggest slide he can see, like off in the distance, like a big tube slide, like a legit slide.
Yeah. So you guys head over this way and get in line and go down. There's a big, huge staircase that gets up really high. It's probably 50 feet high, and there's 3 or 4 different slides that come out of it. Some are fully enclosed. Some are open, and they go down into a little landing pad here. But you ride on a yellow inner tube.
So Kyle pulls out from he's got like a hoodie on that's like a hoodie vest and a t-shirt, and so he's been pulling his phone in and out of just his shorts pocket. But he pulls out of his hoodie vest, he has an OtterBox. His phone's just been naked. And he pulls out an OtterBox and puts his phone in an OtterBox and like closes it all up and puts it back in his pocket
to keep it on him.
Yeah. So he can keep it with him, but protect it from the water. He's like, "All right, Matt, let me show you how it's done." And he gets one of the like double tubes, and he's like, "You sit in the front."
You guys make it up to the top. You guys ride down together.
And when the instructor lets him go, he like shoves as hard as he can to try to like get a bunch of speed going.
Y'all get up a bunch of speed. Your brother's having an absolute blast. He's like got this huge smile on his face, keeps turning around looking at you like, "This is awesome." And you get down to the bottom and y'all crash into the water. You both go flying out of the tube. Pop up. I'm assuming you check your phone. It's still in your hand. You check your brother.
Is it still loading? Yeah, check the phone first and make sure the brother didn't drown.
Yeah. You guys get out, and so you head back over kind of to this area.
Yeah.
Okay. Do you want to go to the kiddie side, or y'all want to go to the big wave pool?
Nah, big wave pool.
Okay. So you and Matthew head over to the wave pool. It's pretty scary for a 10-year-old. I mean, you're a couple feet deep already, and the waves are coming up over his head.
Yeah, Cal's kind of helping him, grabbing him when a big wave comes and lifting him up and stuff. And he's kind of actually enjoying it, kind of getting in the zone, and actually having fun, like playing with Matt for once.
It's really busy. It's like shoulder to shoulder people in the wave pool, as they always are. Y'all are kind of just standing there, jumping up and down, waiting for the waves to come, doing that thing. And yeah, let's cut back over to the other guys. It's your turn. Or do you guys go for the front, the back? Are y'all together? Are y'all separate? How do y'all get on the coaster?
Joe walks straight to the back.
I go sit right next to Joe.
Okay, so y'all are in the back seat. The guy comes by, straps you in, and goes over, hits the button. The coaster starts to creep forward.
I put my hands up.
As it starts to creep. It just barely starts to move.
I don't know why, but Robbie is just making my night.
I know, I love Robbie. Right as the coaster starts to creep up the incline to get you to the top of the big hill, you hear a ringing noise, like a high-pitched ringing noise. It gets louder and louder and louder, and you're not sure if it's coming from the coaster or not. And Kyle and Matthew also hear it, and you notice that everybody else in the whole park is starting to hear this loud ringing noise. And right as it gets pretty loud, almost unbearable, the sky turns to a pinkish purple. And where the sun was, basically eclipsing the sun, you see a massive, bright purple quartz crystal shard.
Like some Final Fantasy shit?
It's way up in the sky, and it's sort of flickering, and you see that everybody is starting to see this.
So you've got poor Joe and Robbie on a roller coaster.
On a roller coaster, going up the ascent.
And there's a screaming crystal in the sky.
There's a screaming crystal in the sky. And the entire sky starts to get darker and darker and darker. And it's a purple, almost like a super intense sunset, but more purple than you've ever seen from a natural sunset. And the crystal is growing larger, like it's coming close to you. You start to hear this noise that you've never heard. You've never heard it in real life, in movies, anything like this. It almost sounds like a language, but not a language you ever heard, or even, not based on any language. It's kind of like this It's almost like a didgeridoo type of sound, like this weird, eerie type sound.
It was just like, of course.
Out of the crystal, from every direction, some coming straight at you, some coming up, down, left, right, these streams of these strange characters start coming out of this crystal. They're almost like a Cyrillic or like a Russian mixed with Latin. This kind of unfamiliar words start to come out in every direction, and they're wrapping around the sky. So imagine these ribbons of text just wrapping around the sky to the point where you can't even see the sky. You're just surrounded by these words. And right at that moment, blah, 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 you hear a bang and a loud clap, and everything goes black.
Like, I go unconscious, or
you go unconscious?
Oh, on a roller coaster.
On a roller coaster.
Glorious.
Matthew and Kyle are in the water.
Have we ascended the top of the peak of the...
Yeah. I mean, this went on for probably 30 seconds or so. So, like, right as you crest the hill, you guys go unconscious, and the coaster's still going.
Is Robbie's hand still in the air?
Robbie's hands slumped down up to the side. As each one of you are unconscious, let's start with Kyle Davis. As you go unconscious and the light goes from your eyes, you're in a full black space. You hear this infernal, evil, guttural chanting, blah, 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 and it starts to fade. And you hear the voice of your Uber driver, Chuck. And he goes, I told you you're special, kid. And as you hear that, you see kind of all these different moments from your life. You see your crypto counts going up. You see Matthew as an even younger little brother. You have these visions of kind of everything encircling around you, basically like you're on some kind of strange acid trip. And in your vision, everything is getting crazy, and it just zooms in on your phone. And your phone screen comes on, and it's purple with a crystal in the center of your phone screen. And that's the only icon you can see. And right at that moment, you hear your brother, Matthew, screaming. And it sounds like it's coming from far away. And you start to regain consciousness and realize that it's real life. You hear your brother, Kyle! And you start to regain consciousness. Let's switch over to Robbie. You see Robbie start to lose consciousness. He hears the same voice of Chuck. You boys are special. I told you you're special. Just keep hearing this word, special, special, special. As you hear Chuck's strange, guttural Texas voice, marred by years of cigarette smoke, you see a strange, almost just like a celestial version of yourself. And he's got a gi on, and he's like doing like these kata routines, like these belt earning routines, things that you're familiar with. And he's like flipping around. You see one vision where he comes across your face and he's got nunchucks. Another vision, he's got like katana. And you've done martial arts. You grew up as a martial artist, so you're familiar with everything that you're seeing. You haven't done any of that stuff in 10 years or so. And you see this strange purple outline, almost like a purple neon sign, but it's clearly you, a little bit younger. And he's flipping around and jumping around, and you're hearing this, Chuck, you're special, kid, you're special. And the purple version of Robbie, this astral Robbie, it takes off in a full sprint running towards you or whatever lens you're looking through. And it slams into you. And as it slams into you, you jolt away. Now let's go over to Joe Smalls. Joe passes out As he goes unconscious, he hears Chuck. You're special, kid. He sees Chuck squirt him in the face with the water gun. It's like, what the fuck? Even on his vision. He sees Sally, the sweet old lady that he rents a room. He kind of sees all these things throughout his life. He's lost most of his family or disowned most of his family, or they've disowned him. He kind of goes through a history of everything he's done. You see him stealing from all kinds of people. You see him actually breaking into houses. You see this kind of time lapse of his life. And you see all of a sudden, one of the flashes, he's got this rapier that he's holding in his hands, and he's standing in some sort of mansion or like museum. It's some sort of strange happening that he doesn't quite remember, but he's holding 2 rapiers now. He's got one in each hand. And the last thing he sees is he sees himself open his backpack, and this intense light, like the light of 1,000 suns, but it's got a slight purple hue. It blinds him as he looks into his backpack, and he wakes up. As Joe and Robbie wake up and see themselves sitting in this roller coaster, right as it's about to pull into the station, they notice that everybody on the coaster, except for 1 or 2 other people, seem to be dead.
Joe?
Yeah, bud. Yeah.
Those people, they look dead.
Joe still seems calm and collected. His heart is pounding and his eyes are wide. He's looking around. He said, yeah, we gotta move.
As you guys pull in and you get a better scene, the coaster comes up to a stop. The operator is clearly unconscious or dead. You're not sure. There are people laid out in line, the people that were in the queue. But about every 5th person or so is conscious like you guys, and they're screaming. Their loved ones are laying on the ground. Some have hit their head as they fell. I mean, everybody passed out. So suddenly you see people shaking their children and their significant other. Everybody seems somewhat out of it, and the ones that aren't are panicking. And let's flip back over to Kyle. Kyle, as you wake up, that voice of Matthew screaming is real. And you see Matthew has somehow, in the wake of everything, he's ended up like way over here, like in the middle of these chairs, and you are kind of climbing out of the water.
He's out of the water?
He's out of the water. He's like over here. It's almost like he must have woken up way before you. And Joe and Robbie kind of noticed the same thing. Like the people that are screaming, they've been awake. It seems like as soon as you guys regain consciousness, you could hear the screaming and stuff. So for some reason, most of these other people that are still alive, seemingly, maybe they woke up a little faster than you. I don't know. You're not sure why. So Matthew is kind of in a panic. He's seeing dead bodies everywhere.
Kyle starts to shake his head. He looks around. He catches an eye on Matthew. He's like, Matthew, stay there. Hold on, I'll be right there. He starts running that way.
Right as you take off running towards Matthew, all of these bodies that are seemingly dead begin to reanimate.
Oh, hell no.
They begin to slowly creak and crack, some of them with head wounds from falling. Some of them are in the deep end of the wave pool. You can see bubbles coming up from the wave pool. And you see, and at the same time, Robbie and Joe see thousands of reanimated corpses wake up.
Oh, Jesus. Oh, okay. Are y'all on my board?
Yep, don't like that.
Oh, my God.
Hate that.
Holy shit. So these are like guys are like cracking their necks all weird and shit. Like it's very obviously a problem.
Yep.
Oh my god, this.
Well, you're in a busy theme park.
One of the worst places ever to have a zombie.
I'm like 100
That's a
feet
distance.
from Matthew.
I should have anticipated being lots of zombies with it being a spooktacular.
I keep forgetting that it's a spooktacular. I keep being like, oh, he said it's a modern setting, and then totally forgetting about the fact that it's also a spooktacular.
How fucking awesome is a zombie one shot though? I'm so excited.
Yeah.
All right, I think that's all of them. Can you see how many there are? Look around.
My Jesus. I mean, there's got to be 50 to 100 just on this board alone.
Oh yeah. There's 26 just in your quadrant.
Thanks, Seth. That's very helpful.
Quadrant. Kyle, as you regain full consciousness, you run out of the water. You hear Matthew screaming. You hear a voice come through the sky, basically. The crystal's still there in the sky. And you hear this voice, and it's like, "Arise, my minions. Bring the living to me. You know where I am. If anyone resists, kill them." And you hear Matthew screaming. He's about 100 feet away. And you see two of these undead. I mean, let's just call them what they are. They're zombies. Everybody, you're in 2023 USA. You've all heard of The Walking Dead. It's not an alternate timeline. And you see multiple zombies surrounding Matthew. And for that matter, you see him surrounding other women and children and men that are screaming and crying. And it's kind of mass pandemonium. I would say about 80% of people are these creatures that are snarling and shambling around, and probably 20% of everybody remaining is conscious and back to their regular human. You're not sure if they passed out as well or what happened. You assume that everybody did when you did, but you really don't know. And you see Matthew about 100 feet away from you, and you feel your phone vibrate in your pocket.
And so, like, as I'm running towards Matthew, I'm screaming, "Matthew!" And I, like, whip my phone out, like, half out of just reflex of it vibrating, and look down at it.
You look down, and it looks different. It's just a white screen with a purple crystal right in the middle.
And just, like, reflexively, I just, like, swipe on the crystal to open it up. You know, I don't know if I'm thinking of dialing 911 or whatever. I just swipe it open.
As you're running, you open it, and you notice that it's this strange app that you've never seen before. And you see, it says across the top, like, spell list. And then down the left side, you see these different icons. One of them's like a little flame. One of them's a little shield. One of them's a little potion-looking symbol. And you see all these strange symbols, and they have words out next to them. Fireball, hallucinatory terrain, all these things. But you're obviously more focused on Matthew, and so you're running, kind of glancing at your phone, trying to figure out how to get it off of this app so you can call 911.
Trying to get to 911. So yeah, I'm just gonna sprint towards him while I'm doing that.
So as you're running, you can move you can move 30 feet per turn. They're getting away from you. Matthew's screaming. He's looking up over their heads. They've got him picked up, and they're running in this direction, about the same speed as you. So you're really not gaining on him. You can move your character, but you see him running towards the way that you got into the park.
I'm like flipping through the apps, and I see one that's just got like a pair of shoes with some little wings coming off of it, and it says "fly" next to it. And he's just like, "Fuck it," and he just taps that button.
Okay. As you do that, this purple energy shoots out of the end of your phone and down towards your feet, and it courses up through your entire body, and you start to lift up off the ground.
I'm like, this has got to be the weirdest fucking dream ever. But at least I'm gonna make it mine, and I start to fly forward at a higher rate.
How far can you fly?
It's 60 feet per round.
Okay, so go ahead and move your 60.
Okay.
I think it should be your turn. Okay. These zombies that have Matthew, they're moving at 30 feet per turn.
So I'm gaining on them.
You're gaining on them.
And I'm like flying over the hordes of zombies.
Yep. And you see kind of the same scene everywhere. You see women screaming for their children and husbands screaming for their wives and vice versa. It's just mass pandemonium.
Gosh. Alright, I keep flying up as fast as I can. I'm getting somewhat close now.
Kyle! Help me!
Matthew, hang on! I'm almost there! His voice cracks a little under the tension.
You notice that all the zombies are kind of shambling towards the entrance. They've all got innocent people. Some don't, some do. There's some 3 zombies to 1. Some are 1-on-1. Just depends on the size. The people are clearly fighting for their lives. These things are biting and clawing at the humans.
Kyle's just trying not to pay attention to any of that. He flies up and he reaches them and he just tries to like dive and grab Matthew.
Okay. Go ahead and make a strength check.
Oh no. 4 total.
Okay. Oh my gosh, they got a nat 20. So they jerk Matthew away and keep moving.
Oof.
They move forward another 30.
I just like dive by and miss them.
Yep. How does your fly work? How long can you fly?
It is concentration up to 10 minutes. So I'm flying.
Okay. So you could make it back up to them. They're 30 feet away again.
Okay, so he's gonna fly ahead of this time because he's got a little bit more speed, and he's gonna land and try to like grab Matthew by the arm and pull him away from him.
Okay, roll another strength check.
Okay. 12 this time.
Okay, so you were able to pull him from your grasp this time. So you pull him fully away from the zombies. So you've got Matthew basically grappled.
Okay, I'd like to like fly up my last remaining, 15, 20 feet or so and just like try to hold on to him and just fly straight up.
Okay, you can do that.
Yeah, I'm just like get his legs around my hips where I can like actually hold on to him a little bit.
How much further can you go? How high can you get?
Just like 15 feet is all the movement speed I have left.
Okay, so these zombies below you, they're crawling up each other trying to get to you. They're like climbing up each other, forming a ladder basically, but they're not able to reach you. And I'm going to cut over to the other guys at the coaster.
All right.
You guys just got off the coaster. Y'all are up here. Yep, off the back. And you see the same scene. You see these zombies. Y'all heard the same voice at the same time ring through the air, seemingly coming from this crystal, like some sort of microphone. Y'all see the same thing. So what do you do? What's your first move? You've got a stair exit to your left, then the queue back where you came from, which is full of these zombies inside of this barricade, and just a few kind of hanging out over near the exit row of the coaster. Just to be clear, these fences that are around everything are like the vertical slatted fences with the little pokey things on top. You can get over them, but it would be a pretty high check as just basically humans.
Yeah.
But the entire park is fenced in and barbed wired and all that.
Okay. So Joe hops off the coaster and he's just like, Robbie, we have got to move right now.
To the entrance, right? We gotta get out of here, right?
Yeah. We need to get out of here. Let's go this way.
Right behind you.
Y'all go ahead and roll initiative since there's 2 of you.
Oh shit.
8.
14.
All right, the zombies got 10. Okay, Joe, you're up.
So what's going on with Joe right now?
Kind of the same thing with Kyle. It almost seems like you guys, there's nobody up on this platform with you guys. Most of the zombies are down off the platform, already working their way towards the way you guys came in. And the people are screaming. Some people are fighting them off, getting ripped apart and killed. There's women and children that are screaming, being carried away, kind of like Matthew over at the water park. It's just mass pandemonium. They're screaming. You've just woken up from being fully unconscious.
Do I have any weapons? Do I have my clothes changed at all?
If you remember at the very end of your vision, you saw a super bright light, purple light emanating from your backpack that you carry with you throughout the park. So when you get on these rides, you have to set the backpack down over on the other side, and then like you normally just get them as you get off the ride. That's kind of the normal process at this roller coaster. Because I've ridden it 1,000 times.
Right. As Joe is headed to the exit with Robbie behind him, he scoops up his backpack and opens it up because he's like, why is my backpack glowing? And he opens that up real quick and kind of pauses.
Okay, as you open it, the second that you flip it open, it's like a blinding light, and then your eyes start to adjust, and you look in, and you realize that this backpack is a bag of holding.
Oh, snap.
And you see 2 rapiers sitting on top, and you see a little wooden stick, but it's only about as big as your hand. It's like a 6-inch stick. It's probably a few inches in diameter, and it's got like grooves for your fingers to stick in, but it just looks like a stick. It's like blunted on both ends, like a carved piece of wood. And then these 2 metal rapiers that look like they came out of a museum, basically. You saw them in your vision. It looked like you were stealing them from some sort of museum.
Is there anything else, or just the stick and the 2 rapiers?
That's all you see right this moment.
Okay. So Joe's just like, what in the heck? And he pulls the rapiers out, and are they on a belt?
They are, yep. They're like hooked onto one belt, one on each side.
Joe, who has played every fantasy RPG that's ever been made, is just like, this is a wacky dream, but okay. And he puts the belt on, and he's holding this stick in his hand, and he's kind of trying to figure out what to do with it. And he kind of stretches his arm out, and he kind of holds it up in front of him, and is kind of looking at it.
As soon as your arm gets out in front of you, I'm going to say you've got it in your left arm, and as soon as you get your arm out perfectly straight, this ethereal purple bow appears. The top, the bottom at the same time, and then the string slowly connects from the top and the bottom, right in the middle. And you feel kind of a weight on your back, and as you look over your shoulder, you see a purple ethereal quiver with these basically magic arrows in the quiver.
Joe's just like, well, maybe this isn't a nightmare. And so, whoa, hey, yeah,
Joe.
oh,
Joe. How did you get that through security?
You're still here? Is this a dream or not?
And as you look at Robbie, you see that his feet and his hands have like this perfectly round sphere, this purple ethereal energy on both his feet and both of his hands, just bigger than his feet and just bigger than his hands. That's what you see with Robbie. And Robbie, as he looks at you, you kind of look down and you see the same thing.
What in the world is going on with me?
Poor Robbie.
This is weird.
Oh, Robbie, that's exciting. What?
It's something.
So Joe runs over here to these stairs, and he's just like, Fuck it. And he holds up this stick and decides he's going to shoot an arrow into this zombie.
Hell yeah. Roll to hit, baby.
Oh, 21.
Oh, that hits.
All right. So that'll be 8 damage to the zombie.
This zombie right in front of you, this purple arrow flies from your bow, and it just splits this thing in half, kills it.
Robbie, this way.
All right, you want to do anything else?
No.
The zombie's turn, which you're all just on a collective turn. These 3 here, they just saw what happened. They heard the voice tell them to kill anyone who resists. They all 3 move 30 feet towards you. All of these already have somebody or something, and they're working their way towards the exit. And same for these. They all move their movement. And that is going to be their turn. So, Robbie, you've got 3 right at the end of this exit, kind of close to Joe. And then a bunch of them just hopped over the fence for the queue that they were in, and they're working their way towards the entrance. They've got their innocent people that they're dragging out by tooth and claw. And you're up.
I've got 45 feet of movement. As I go to move, I feel unnaturally light and faster, and I actually pass Joe just a little bit. Is this the one that's no, that one, other one's already deceased.
That one's
correct?
gone. Yep. These are all alive.
Okay. So I'm gonna come up and punch this one, because that's the only reflexive thing that I know to do from my martial arts history. And I'm going to roll to hit. Oh, that's 24.
That hits.
Oh, yeah.
9.
And you kill this one in front of you.
Perfect.
Can you do anything else?
I'm going to spend a key point. Don't know exactly how that's going to feel, but what I would imagine it feels like is that the energy from the exterior parts of my body just kind of slowly intertwine itself across my appendages to the center of my chest, and it's sort of a release happens, and I'm going to use that key point to dash, and because I can do that dash as a bonus action with Step of the Wind, and then move an additional 45 feet.
So
Okay.
fast.
All right, Joe, it's your turn. You're now about 45 feet behind Robbie. You just saw him zip up to this thing. He had a purple energy around his fist, and he punched straight through a zombie, killed it, and moved another 45 feet away from you.
Joe's like, all right, Robbie. Okay. He's going to sprint up here, and then he's like, oh my gosh, I got to catch up to Robbie. And he's going to use his cunning action to just keep going.
Okay. As you move by this one here, it tries to take an opportunity attack. Can it with that action?
It can take an opportunity attack.
Okay, let me see if it can hit. Oh, shit. It got a 21 to hit.
So, Joe just he realizes he's going to be hit, and with uncanny dodge, he just moves really weird right at the last second, so it'll only take half the damage.
Okay, you took 1 damage then.
Okay.
So you take 1 damage from just one lone zombie as he just reaches out and he does like a and tries to swipe across you and smacks you.
And Joe's thinking to himself, he's like, wow, that was kind of cool.
All right, can you do anything else?
No.
All right, so next it is the zombies' turns, and they're going to move 30 feet.
37 zombies just moved in front of us.
All those guys have their hands full, right?
Some
Hands
do.
full of you.
These two are going to attack. This one here and this one here are going to both try and attack Joe. And they miss. And nobody else is within range. All of these zombies move 30 feet towards the exit. So about 30 something are now in between you guys and the exit. Robbie, it's your turn.
Okay. I want to punch this man to my right.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
Oh my god. That one. 8 total.
Oh man.
Miss.
Sad. And then I'm going to attempt to run forward 45 feet
Okay.
towards the exit and probably takes 700 million opportunity attacks.
Looks like about 5. We're going to say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of them are going to try and hit you. And they definitely hit. You got 24 to hit. Woo! You take 10 damage as you run through a
10
group of
total
about
damage?
6 of them. Yep, you take 10 total damage.
Okay.
Anything else you want to do?
No.
Okay. Joe, your turn. There are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 kind of in between you and Robbie. And then another 8 or so close to you. And then it really thins out because it's basically where people were when the event happened. Most of them were in line or coming off of the coaster.
So Joe is going to use his action to disengage.
Okay. So you won't take any opportunity attacks as you whip through here.
He's gonna get up here, and as he's getting up to Robbie, he's gonna be like, "Robbie, I don't think we can outrun all these guys. Where are you going?"
I'm trying to get out of here, man. There's a lot of things going on right now, and I'm gonna miss the Nickelback concert. So I'm just really stressed out.
Joe's like,
Been planning this for multiple months.
Oh no, Robbie's in shock.
Robbie's in shock at the thought of missing his Nickelback concert.
Sorry.
Okay, man, I'm with you, but we may have to fight.
That's fine.
That's the end of Joe's turn.
Well, can't you disengage with your bonus action? Don't you still have an action?
Oh, I can disengage with my bonus action.
Yeah, because you're a rogue.
Yeah.
Let me be clear. Robbie is a level 8 monk. Joe Smalls is a level 8 rogue. And Kyle Davis is a level 8 wizard. That's the powers that you have been imbued with as you awoke from your strange unconsciousness.
So Joe is not going to do any of the things he could do right now. He's going to stand right next to Robbie.
Okay, so it's about to get hairy. These zombies are going to move up towards you guys. All of them. They can reach you. You know, some of these, they start to get behind each other. They really can't get where they want to get. But they start to surround you guys, and it's a scary feeling. They're coming from every direction. Most of them from behind you. You guys are standing right next to each other. You've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 right on top of you in every direction after their movement. And then you've got another 10 piled up behind you in a big horde. So the way that these zombies work, they get bonuses based on the size of their horde and how many are within range. That's how they operate. So they're going to swing to attack. I'm just going to do one attack roll for all of them. And it is a 16 to hit both of you guys because you're right on top of each other. That's just the mechanics that we're going to do. So does that hit either?
So Joe is going to take his defensive duelist, and so it'll miss him.
Okay. So you whip out your rapier and you're kind of parrying them in every direction.
Yeah.
What about you, Robbie? 16 hit you?
It does hit.
Okay. 16 hits. They're going to do 26 more damage to you.
Holy crap.
Holy
What?
shit. How many of them hit him?
It sounds like the damage scales off of the horde.
Correct. They roll once to
Oh.
hit. If it hits, the damage increases based on how many are within 5 feet. I'll share the character sheet with you guys afterwards. So you took 26 damage. So basically, you guys you can tell without looking at a character sheet, just real life, that they can do some damage. When you ran past that one, it did 1 damage to you. If you get 6 of them within 5 feet of you, they can do some serious damage.
Y'all gotta get GTF. Oh!
So, Robbie, it's your turn.
Ah,
You are surrounded, and you've got basically 10 more coming up behind you.
Yeah, and there's like one way in front of you.
Yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You can only see a few up in front of you,
Well,
kind of
they're
spaced
spaced
out.
out. They're all like 40 feet apart, so.
Correct.
how many are within my melee range right now?
6.
Okay.
We gotta fucking get it.
I am going to... I've been forgetting to do this. I am going to attack one.
Okay.
20.
Hits. They have a very low AC. Just
5
FYI.
damage.
That kills one. Which one do you want to kill? In front of you?
The one to my back right now.
Okay.
And I have extra attack. I've been forgetting to do that. So I'm going to also attack the one to my back left. Is that reachable?
Yeah, this guy. Yeah, you
Yeah.
can hit. You could hit any of these
Okay,
5
yeah.
that are around you guys still.
Okay.
Go ahead and roll to hit.
Oh my god. 12?
That hits.
Thank
They
God.
just awoken
Zombies,
from being
zombies.
normal
9 damage.
people. Okay, now I'm excited to share with you a homebrewed rule. It's not totally homebrew. I think it's taken from somewhere. It might even be a Pathfinder thing. We are going to use something against these basic zombies called cleave rules.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
Each zombie only has 5 HP. I'm just telling you guys right now. The way that this is going to work is if you do more than 5 HP, it will go to the next zombie that's within 5 feet. So we can flavor it however you want. You literally punch through one and into the one next to it. So with the 9 damage, you would kill one and then drop another one down to 1 HP.
Gotcha.
So that
Okay.
is what's called cleave rules. So that one dies. And then we're going to say you punch through him and you leave this guy here with 1 HP.
Okay.
And anything else you can do?
Yes. I'm going to burn a key point and do
Okay.
flurry blows.
Hell yeah.
Again, it's that purple energy that's sort of it's on the tips of my hands and my feet, just kind of course inward and give me a second wind, as it were, and give me another burst of energy as I quickly pull out another 2 attacks. Oh, that is a 27, not 20.
Oh, not 20.
Yeah, so double everything.
Oh, and with the cleave rules?
Just double the dice, not the plus damage, right?
Right. Roll all your dice. Double. There's 4 guys within range of you still.
So that attack does 10 damage.
Okay. So you kill this one and this one. And then you
Sick.
do an additional 4 to one of these, to this one. So there's
Okay.
a weakened one and then another full health one behind you. Can you do anything else?
Whenever I make an attack, I get an extra attack with it, and that's what this. Yeah. So I am
Okay.
going to attack again.
Okay.
4 attacks.
23,
Monk action.
That is.
Love it.
9 damage.
All right, you kill both of these guys. So y'all had 6 people around you. Robbie just went Super Saiyan and killed all 6 people that were around Robbie and Joe.
Oh my gosh.
He's just like, hua, hua, hua. He's kicking them.
Oh my
Joe
god.
is literally standing there with both the tips of both of his rapiers on the ground, with his arms down to his side, with his jaw open, just like, what the fuck is going on?
Oh, do you want to move, Robbie?
Yeah, I'll move 40 feet, 30 feet.
Okay.
You're so freaking fast.
Okay. All right, now it is your turn, Joe. You've got 10 basically behind you, all out of range. You won't take opportunity attacks or anything. He killed all the ones that were right up on you, so you're free. You got 2 in front of you, way in front of you, and then Robbie 30 feet in front of you.
It was like, that was just bizarre. And he sprints up 30 feet, uses a bonus action to, you know what, actually, he's going to stop right there. He's going to turn around, and he's going to shoot an arrow at the closest green zombie.
Okay.
14 to hit.
That hits.
Okay. So that'll do 8 damage to.
Okay,
that
so it
zombie.
kills that one, and then it sticks into this one right here behind it, and does 3 to him.
And Joe's like, there's one down, but anyway. Robbie, that was awesome.
Thanks. I don't know what it did, but I don't know how I did it. I know what it did, but I don't know how I did it, and it just happened. It was fast. Anyway,
Love it. Do it again.
you got it.
It's the zombie's turn. They can't quite reach you. They get pretty close, but they can't fully get to you, so they're just kind of nipping at your heels. This one's going to turn around and attack Robbie. And it misses. And then these are far enough away. They're not worried with you guys, so they keep moving towards the exit. All these bad boys are moving towards the exit. 30 feet. And, they've got their various children and people, and it's a horrific scene, despite the badassness of y'all just ripping through them. All right, Robbie, it's your turn. You've got one right in front of you.
I will punch this man.
Okay.
14.
Hits. I'll go ahead and tell you guys they have an 8 AC.
7 damage.
I love zombies.
Kills him.
I can't miss.
Nice.
All right, so there's nobody right in front of you now.
You know what? I'm gonna move up and then use my dash action to move up here. Or dash as a bonus action and burn a key point.
Hell yeah. So you move about 75 feet, you catch up to the next zombie that's kind of straggling in front of you by himself.
And that is where I will end my turn.
Okay. Joe, you're up.
Joe's like, what in the hell is going on here? So how close are these zombies to me?
They're about 10 feet.
So Joe's going to step back 5 feet and swing at this middle zombie.
Okay.
So that'll be a dirty 20.
Hits.
And that will do 9 damage.
All right, so you kill him, then you finish this one off, and then you do some damage to this next one. You've got 6 more behind you. One of them is damaged, kind of nipping at your heels.
Joe's gonna step a little bit more forward towards this one on the far right of my screen.
Okay.
And he's gonna swing again. That'll be 17 to hit.
Hits.
That'll be 5 damage to him.
So that one's dead. And then I think you do like 2 damage to this next one behind him.
Okay. And then 30 feet. And then that'll be the end of the turn.
So these 5 behind you, nipping at your heels, they move 30. They can't quite hit you. That one's going to stay there. And then all these that are kind of way ahead of you guys, you might not even be able to see them. They move up 30. Most of them make it out of this walkway that you're on. They still are really not concerned with you. This one that's in front of Robbie is going to swing and attack him.
Oh, no.
Or try to. And he got a 11 to hit, so he misses. That's it for them. Robbie, you're up. You got 1 right on you.
I want to punch this man.
Okay.
I want to punch this man.
Oh my god. 6 damage.
He
Deceased.
did.
And I'm just going to kind of wait here, realizing Robbie's thinking, getting too far ahead of myself. I'm by myself. I don't need to be by myself. Wait, gonna wait on Joe.
All right, Joe, you're up.
So Joe is going to step up and take a swing.
Okay.
Oh. It's going to be a 25 to hit.
It's
6 damage.
so we'll say you kill this one in the middle. Finish. You don't quite finish that guy off.
Okay. And then he's going to swing at the one on the far left. So 25 to hit. And that'll be 7 damage to that one.
Okay, kills him, and it injures this one.
So Joe's just stabbing and slicing through these zombies. It's like, this is terrible.
Yeah, you've got 2 back there with like missing arms. One's missing a leg, but the other one's fully intact.
Yeah.
So there's 3 behind you guys.
And he just takes off sprinting towards Robbie. He's like, Robbie, wait up.
These last zombies are off of your map. They move out of the thing, so you've got these 3 behind you. They move up to you, can't quite get to you. And Robbie, it's your turn. You got 2.5 behind you. You can't see any more in your direct vicinity.
Okay. Going to move back this way.
Come running back towards Joe.
And I will attack this one on the far right. Hit. 8 damage. And
We're going to say that is enough. You kill these 3 guys. So all of these guys back
Jesus.
here are dead. And y'all are out of initiative. And you make it to the end of your walkway back towards the entrance where you came in, where you saw the 3 paths. As you guys are fighting your way through, you're literally fighting your way through. You're punching some, you're stabbing some. You got a nice cinematic cutscene as you get all the way back towards that gate. And we're going to flip over real quick back to Kyle with his little brother Matthew. They have flown up in the air. And they are about 15 feet off the ground. There are zombies all around, nipping at their heels. No time has passed. And here we are. We're back. So what do you want to do? I would say you're fairly safe. I mean,
Yeah,
in the
so
air.
he's got a hold of his brother. And he looks at his phone real quick, and he sees that a bunch of the options are all grayed out. So Kyle has a 20 intelligence, so he immediately looks at it and he sees a little symbol next to him. He's like, "Shit, I can't do this one while I'm got the fly activated, like flies lit up and whatnot." He's like, "Ah, crap!" And he just takes off flying, looking for a safe spot. So he's looking for a locker room or a bathroom or something.
You get up to the top of the stairs and you leave kind of this water park area and you see like a changing room. There's a male and a female changing room that you could make it into.
Okay, so he like flies down, looks around real quick, slings open the door, and goes to like run in there with Matthew in his arms.
Okay, as you run in, you see 3 zombies and 2 humans that are not zombies, that are kind of like cowered in the corner, and these 3 zombies are grabbing at them, trying to pull them out of the door.
Shit, he raises his phones up instinctually, and he presses one that looks like a trebuchet, but next to it says catapult, and he's like, the fuck mistake is this? And he clicks it anyways. The hairdryer dispenser rips off of the wall and goes flying at one of the zombies.
Okay, roll to hit.
Okay, let me see here. Actually, they make a dex save.
Okay. Oh Lord, let me see what their plus is. But they rolled a 4, so I'm gonna say.
Okay, DC 16. There's no way.
Okay, they fail. They all fail.
It's just at one of them, but yeah, I guess
Just
it's,
at one?
with the cleave. But it's 3d8 damage. So let me see what the damage is. It's probably gonna go through a couple of them.
Yeah, you're in a small room. I mean, you're in kind of like an 8x10 little changing room.
Yeah, so it's 9 total damage.
So you kill one and chop another one in half, and you see a severed torso with a head crawling towards you, and then another actual zombie, and he's going to try and attack you.
Okay.
And he misses. You got an 8 to hit. So go ahead, it's your turn.
As this thing like attacks him, he like steps back and he looks down at his phone. He sees a shield on there. It says mage armor. And he presses that, and you see like a aura surround his body.
As you press the mage armor, you see the same kind of ethereal purpleness, but it's like this long flowing robe with like a tail that's like dragging behind you, and it's this long purple, and it just moves when you move, and it's got a fabric like quality to it, but it's clear and see-through. It's just over your regular clothes.
And he kind of steps forward. He's like, Michael, step back. And he like kind of shoves him over to the corner. Or Matthew. Forgot your fucking name.
Well, you did take the head trauma.
Yeah. But that's an action to cast that.
Okay. So this last one's going to try and hit you again, and then his buddy is going to try and hit you, but they only got a 12 to hit. So you've got this torso and head clawing at you. They can't get through your new robe, it seems.
He's going to be like, this is what I was looking for. And he sees a little small wisp of flame, and he clicks the firebolt cantrip. Yeah, try that.
Okay.
Not fireball. We're not getting crazy with it.
Yeah.
I definitely thought you said fireball.
Firebolt.
Thought
That's
those humans were about to be
17 though. Freaking
damage?
Great damage on the firebolt. Yeah.
Oh, you just incinerate these things to ash. And the 2 humans that were in the thing, they bust out of the door and take off running towards the exit. And you and Matthew are in this locker room, seemingly by yourself right now, but you can hear all kinds of commotion right outside the door.
So he's gonna slam the door and lock the bolt shut, and like grab Matthew by the shoulders. He's like, "Are you okay?" And like kind of look him over.
I don't know. What's happening? What is this? Is Walking Dead?
I don't know. They're fucking zombies. Did you get bit? Are you gonna turn into one? He's looking at himself. Did I get bit?
No, I don't think so. I mean, they hurt me a little, but no, I haven't been bit. I don't know. No.
He's like, Jesus, he's flipping through his phone. He's like, something's going on with my phone. It's all jacked up. I can't figure out how to dial anybody. I don't know what the hell's going on here. Just want to call 911, but it's full of this crazy shit.
You guys are from a well-off family. He's 10 years old. He pulls out a little phone that he's got.
Yeah.
And he dials 911. And it just rings and rings and rings and rings and rings, and no one answers.
My gut just like starts to drop as it rings. He's like, Listen, you stay here. I'm gonna go out there and figure out what the hell's going
No,
on.
no. Don't leave me in here. Don't leave me in here.
Listen, it's gonna be all right.
Do the fly thing again. Just fly. Fly us out of here.
He's like, I'll be back. I promise. He's like, and he goes to open the door, and right before he opens the door, he's like, by the way, I got these sweet duds, and points to his purple cloak, and he unlocks the door and steps outside.
Okay. Okay. As you step outside, you see a horde of zombies. They're kind of running in every direction, but they're mostly running towards the exit, and they're really not paying much attention to you. You know, they're carrying people off. At this point, you're close enough to the entrance that most of these zombies have got somebody kind of in their arms that they're accounted for. No one's rushing towards you. I'll say that.
So fly lasts for 10 minutes. So I would, as long and mage armor is not concentration, so I still have concentration on fly. I would like to fly up, 100, 200 feet or whatever, and kind of just get a survey of everything that's going on. Like, see the highway, see the parking lot, just see what the hell's going on, how we can get out of here, all that sort of stuff.
What's your passive perception? Is it high?
Where are your passives? It's a 15. No, my passive perception's a 12.
A 12?
Yeah.
Yeah, I would say even with your passive perception, you fly up pretty high. You're way up above the trees. You're looking down. You can see the entire park. You can see the exit. You can see Highway 70. And you can see off in the distance, like the Hot Springs Tower, the convention center, certain landmarks that you recognize. And you can even see the little golden tips of the Arlington kind of sticking up way off in the distance. And it's pure pandemonium. Shit's on fire. Cars are wrecked. I mean, the highway is a pile-up disaster.
It's a gridlock.
Alarms are going off. The parking lot is just an absolute shit show where you came in. It's the cars are like flipped over. It's a scary sight in every direction. And right at that moment, you see Robbie and Joe cutting their way through hordes of zombies, sprinting towards the exit. Joe has 2 rapiers and a bow that he keeps just flipping off his back and whipping arrows that are going through 5 at a time. Robbie's doing spinning back fists and Kung Fu Panda shit and just wrecking these zombies. And they actually run right by the lockers that you're near on their way towards the exit.
I whip out my phone one last time looking for a way to dial 911 to get help, and then, just close it and stick it in my pocket and be like, I guess I gotta take what's available, and fly down to land next to those guys.
Were you flying?
Yeah. Were you punching people with purple fists? By the way, did you check out these duds? You see this purple robe draped around him, kind of floating off of him.
Joe's just like, of course, the bratty rich kid can fly.
Joe's got 2 swords just dripping blood with ears and eyeballs hanging off and blood all over his hoodie.
Like, well, you guys seem to be doing all right. Did you guys figure out how the hell we're getting out of here?
Through the hole.
The hole.
Then he looks around. He's like, "What hole?"
The one we're about to make.
Okay.
That's the spirit, Robbie.
Let's do it.
Joe's secretly going, I hope the fucking Nickelback singers aren't already here in zombies. It will be the end of Robbie.
Right at that moment, you see way off in the distance, you can't tell who it is, but you see somebody with a guitar over their back, and you can just see their back, and you just see this bleach blonde, ramen noodle hair kind of flowing down their back, and they're walking a little janky and a little strange.
Goes
Is that
"Oh,
visible to
fuck."
Robbie?
Yeah, you could just see exactly what I just described. You can't tell exactly what it is, but that's what you see.
Looking around, Robbie sees that and goes into extreme distraught panic mode. No!
And when you scream, zombies look your direction.
Joe grabs Robbie by the shoulders. He looks down at Robbie's shoulder. He looks back up at Joe, and he goes, "Robbie, look at this photograph!" And he points at Robbie's t-shirt. "Remember him this way."
Oh my god, I can't.
Holy shit.
I don't know who did this, but whoever did it's gonna pay.
Oh shit.
Okay, so you three are standing together. You got some zombies kind of looked your way. You don't feel quite as safe as you did before Robbie's scream of terror, seeing a potential zombified Chad Kruger, whatever his name is.
Yeah, I think that's it. Kruger.
So zombies are kind of shambling your way. You're right outside the bathroom door. You've got Matthew locked in. He's beating on the door like, "What the fuck? What was that scream? Are y'all being killed?"
Yeah, he's like, hold on, guys, I got somebody else here, and he opens the door.
Oh my god, please just don't leave me. I don't care what happens. Just stay with me.
Look, we got some help, or something, and looks back at the other guys.
Robbie's in tears.
Goes just wide-eyed and looking with murder in his eyes.
And that is where we're going to end it for tonight.
Oh man. Oh. Yeah, I could just see the freeze frame now. You zoom out on the three of them, and you just see more and more zombies the farther you zoom out.
Y'all are like back to back with your purple auras. Matthew clinging onto your leg.
Poor Matthew. He didn't deserve to be here. This is he doesn't deserve to be dealing with this shit.
That's it, guys. That's our first session.
Robbie is fucked up.
Oh, that's great.
Robbie
you
is
destroyed.
fucked up.
You freaking destroyed Robbie right at the end of the session. Just emotionally
Oh, that's so funny.
destroyed him in the worst way imaginable.
You can take Robbie's hit points, but you can't take Nickelback.
He's also below 50% health.
Who is?
Is he really?
Robbie's at 22 HP.
Yeah,
Damn.
big time.
I'd be unconscious. He's lost 36 HP. I only have 34.
That's terrifying. I've lost one.
I haven't lost any.
The guy with 77 HP has only lost one.
To be continued on the next episode of Dungeons and Dragons and Dummies. Find out what happens to our party next week.